In the depths of my soul, feeling the loss of control in the spirit, so colorful. Easy feeling, then let's go to a place where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Rise, rise, keep on rising, rise, rise,
Take me home to the banks of the riverside. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best. Yes, it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the riverside.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review, where tonight it is West Ham versus Newcastle, the preview. I do apologise that it's a day late, but COVID is a shitter and has knocked me for six, to be honest, the last couple of days. But hey-ho, we battle on, and we do the review tonight with the game at lunchtime tomorrow, which there will be a watch-along on this channel for, as well as the match review at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So, good evening, chaps.
Evening.
Lasses.
Good evening.
Now, Stato has some very interesting new software that he's going to show us tonight, with which will show the formation and stuff like that, and where we can move players around and things like that. So, looking forward to that. Danielle, are you excited about the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we'll get something from it. I really do. I mean, obviously, I'd be more confident if I had Trippier, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, I think the team are full of confidence. We're on a roll. I think we can get something. So yeah, I'm not worried. I haven't got like the jitters like normally at all. I think we'll be okay.
Callum, no, Mankio's not playing, matey, and I hope your broken hand gets better soon. But he's not playing. He will be back hopefully next week. Mankio missing this game. In my opinion, we beat West Ham by winning the midfield.
Yeah.
J7 versus Rice. And I did say in my press conference video earlier on today, I did say that this game would probably be won in the midfield, Alex.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's the Souček Rice who are just going to sit there for West Ham and break. Rice likes to push forward. Their passing is, to be honest, is a lot more accurate than our midfielders. And they're just very, very tidy and very solid. And it depends. This is why it makes it even more complicated who we're going to play in our midfield, because do we just go with who's in form, or do we also pay attention to what they've got on their side, how they're going to set up? So it's a big question.
I mean, Declan Rice is a quality player, and what we can't let him do, Danielle, is do what he did in the first game of the season at St James's Park, when he basically controlled the game. He won the ball in the defensive areas and brought the ball out and set West Ham up on numerous attacks, especially probably the second half. We've got to try and stop that somehow.
We do. And I think that the main difference between then and now is that we're now a team and we're not a group of individuals, and people are playing in their correct positions where possible, unlike Bruce Ball. So I think we're set up good, but he is dangerous. So we need Big Joe on him. We need, I don't know about Bruno yet. I don't, from the press conference today, I'm not confident he's going to start. But yeah, midfield is going to be massive for us tomorrow. But I'm confident. I think we'll be fine as long as there's no Longstaff.
Yeah, I mean, Longstaff. I think, Alex, more people are worried about the defence than they are anywhere else on the pitch, to be honest. And we're not even getting into the debate of Chris Wood. Everybody is worried about what he does with right back. Now, I have a theory, or I have my own thoughts on this, but if he leaves Lascelles out on the bench, he will play Emil Krafth at right back. Right, I have no issue. I do have an issue with it, but I have no doubts about that. However, why not play Dan Burn at right back and put Lascelles? Because the reason I'm saying that is because Eddie Howe doesn't like to change things. He doesn't like to change from his main formation, and that's been proved over the years with Eddie Howe. He doesn't like to do that. He would rather try and keep the same system so the players can just learn this system inside out, and that is the system that Newcastle United will be associated with. So Dan Burn has obviously played a few times at left back. Could he fill in at right back if there's a need for Eddie Howe to bring Lascelles back in?
That's an interesting question. I don't think he's ever played on that side. I've not seen enough of him to know how he would cope being very right-sided. Because Brighton were very good on that, right, with Webster and is that his name, Webster? Is it Webster? No, I can't remember. I think it's Webster. I might be butchering the Brighton defender's name, and Dunk as well. So he's never really had to venture over to that right side. I feel like if we're going to experiment, I'd put Shah at right back, like certain people have said. That's not what I want, but it would kind of make more sense and just have him not overlapping. I know he liked the right wing last game, but I don't feel super confident when he's up there. Unless he runs up and shoots, then fine. It either goes in the net or goes over the bar and he can get back into position. But Shah overlapping kind of scares me a little bit.
Does me as well.
Listen, I mean, the bottom line is, is there... I mean, Pedro says there, even on the way Eddie was talking in his conference today, he thinks Krafth will play.
I do. I honestly do. I think he'll play a back four with Krafth. Honestly, I do.
I mean, I think we'll be...
I don't want him to, but I think that's what he'll do.
I mean, Jared Bowen will have a field day against Krafth. They'll put Bowen out there if Krafth's playing. There's no doubt in my mind that's what David Moyes will do, because Moyes isn't a stupid man, and he will know where the weak points of that defence are. Matt Targett's coming back, so he's not going to say to him, or target Matt Target, pardon the pun, but he's not going to do that. No. He's going to move it over if Krafth is playing at right back, because that is our weak link in the back four. Central defence, I mean, Shah and Burn for me was superb last week, and I don't want him to change that. And he did make a comment earlier on in his press conference, and I pointed this out in this afternoon's video, that he said something about, players have to be on the game, etc., because there is players now ready to come in and take the place. Now, if that's the case, and he's serious about what he said there, Dan Burn and Shah should be the centre-backs tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it was in reference to the centre-backs. Or it was either to the midfielders about Bruno, or it was what you've said. Maybe it's both. But yeah, I'd be surprised if Lascelles starts after, he said that. It looks like he kind of gave himself the little, not excuse, but he gave himself that little out.
He's put the foundation down, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting because, I mean, I can't see how Dan Burn gets dropped. I can't. And to be fair, I can't see how Shah gets dropped either, because those two were outstanding. There's no doubt about it. Shah put himself through the mill last week.
We looked like he'd been in a fight when he come off.
and to drop him, I think, would be a disgrace, if I'm openly honest, either one of them, because I don't think Lascelles is a patch on the way those two are. Even though Lascelles had been better in the last couple of games, I don't think for 1 second.
Yeah. I think we're going to need some intelligence against Fornals or Benrahma and Lanzini and Bowen. They're all very clever. Injured. Is he injured, is he?
I think he's injured.
But they're all very clever. They're very intelligent. They make bendy runs. And Lascelles gets caught against those kinds of players, whereas Shah's tends to be much better positionally, and Burn, from what we've seen, is a lot better positionally. So, I mean, just based on who we're playing against and that they played the last game together, it just makes sense. It would be weird to put Lascelles in when he gets caught out positionally against. They have a frightening front line. Let's be honest. They do. Statistically, I mean, they're all banging in sort of ASM's quantity of goals and assists. All of them, the whole front line. Fornals, Lanzini, Benrahma, Bowen, they're all on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goals. They've all got assists. A lot of them are doing what one of our guys is doing.
You know
it's
who
just,
they
there is
haven't
a
got
big
though?
difference.
They haven't got Big Joe though, have they?
They
No,
haven't.
have.
They haven't. No, they haven't got Big Joe. Buffs this evening, all best Toon YouTube channel going. Thanks, mate. I got a excuse me. I've got a tenner on Krafth to score and Toon to win. Question for Stato. I'm guessing John Joe will be captain tomorrow. Any ideas of his ratio wins when he's captained in the past?
It's a good question. I'll have to look into that.
He's on it.
Will he definitely be captain tomorrow? Who else is on the pitch?
Well, if Lascelles comes back in, because that's why a lot of people are saying that they think Lascelles will come back in because he's club captain. And for me, that's bollocks. He shouldn't come back in just because he's club captain.
You can't just bring him in for that, though.
I know. Yeah, you know, we're talking about trying to get something out of the game. Toon Dave this evening, all. Hope everyone's okay. Hope you're feeling better, Paul. About 20%. I've tested positive for COVID today, feeling a bit rough, so looking for the good banter tonight. We will try and make that so. Susan's in the house.
Bless her.
Can't even see Susan at the minute, so it's a bit of a knacker, but never mind. Gary says, be interesting to see if Lascelles walks straight back into the back line. I'm hoping we keep the same team and system that we played against Villa, minus Trippier, obviously. I mean, this is a big decision for Eddie Howe, isn't it, Danielle? I mean, he's got to... Yeah. He's got to make the right decision in his own mind, but sure, he's got to make the right decision by the players as well, because it's so important tomorrow's game. Because we're still not out the mire. Just because we've won a few games on the trot, we're still down there. We still need to get results. And I think it would, if Lascelles comes back in, what does that say to Dan Burn or Fabian Schär?
And I think it says he's bottled it. I think we've talked about it before. You kind of, for me, like we've just said, you kind of just put him in because he's club captain. Like, that's ridiculous. And if, as a manager, sometimes in life, you have to stand up to big characters on your team and in your squad, and make those calls. That's what you're there to do. And if he's not making those calls, and that sounds like a message that you just don't want to your team. So hopefully he won't put him back in, and we'll see Schär and Dan Burn, because Dan Burn was absolutely immense at the weekend. So there's no reason to drop him. No reason at all.
Well, yeah. Michael Marsden, thank you for your super chat of 50 quid, mate. Much, much appreciated. Thank you so much. Gives me a lift. Thank you very much, matey. Thank you so much, Michael. Toon Dave says, not sure Lascelles is back in from the press conference and not wanting to change a winning team. Be interested to see the lineup once announced.
Be interested to see your face when it's announced.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm going live from, what time's kickoff? 12:30. I'll be going live at 12 noon. So, yeah, we'll know the team by then. So, I'm saying nothing yet. Louis says, I have a feeling we're going to hammer the Hammers. Peter says, Burn right back, Lascelles and Schär centre backs, target left back. So he said what I said earlier on.
Yeah.
Ab says the nerves are increasing. Another torturous watch along beckoning. Well, I'll try and make it a bit more, inspiring for your Abs. You know what I'm like for coming out with absolute shite when I'm doing watch along. So God knows what kind of quotes I'm going to come out with tomorrow. Caitlin and Nick, Harry, people, how we're feeling about tomorrow. I hope you and the kids are feeling better, Paul. Well, Ben was picking up, but now he's developed this horrendous cough that I have as well. So it's not good, guys. Julie's in the house. Good evening, all. Hope you're all well. Please keep comments respectful. Indeed. Pedro says, personally, I'm not holding my breath for a win. We all know Newcastle are not well, I think he means consistent enough. Well, we have been. I mean, this is what, including the wins, we've gone a few games without defeat now. So we are being consistent, which is what we haven't been used to, Alex.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, this is, people been talking about free hits in their interviews today. I think it was Dean Smith talking about there's no free hits. Well, it is a free hit for us, because we're all kind of hoping best case scenario out of recent games, we might get 6, 7, 8 points, and we got 9. So
yeah,
it is a free hit. It's a Champions League challenging team who have scored bucket loads of goals, who have got one of the best midfielders in Europe right now. They're a good side. They're well drilled, and they're at home. It's a free hit, and Eddie Howe likes to try and go and win games. He's not going to go and set up for a 0-0. He's going to go and try and get 3 points if he can, and play and just try and be clever, because that's that's what he does. And if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. If it goes wrong, the lads just need to stay heads up, try and keep the scoreline down. If we're going to lose, let's not get thumped. Just try and play well, stay structured, so that if we lose, we can go into the Brentford game looking for the win. We don't want that morale to drop. We need to keep it tight, even if we don't necessarily get anything from the game. So,
well, I mean, yeah. Look, I think the main issue for me, or the main thing going into tomorrow is to come away with something. Whether that be a draw or a win. I'd love to see us get a win, but I'd also be happy to come away with a draw. A lot of people are predicting 1-1 or 2-2.
Yeah, West Ham fans are very scared of this fixture, surprisingly.
Yeah,
they're terrified of it. I'm not
they
sure
haven't
why.
played well recently. They're not playing too well at the minute. And I think that is where it gives us a slight opportunity here to really push them, because I think if we go out and try and get the first goal, I think West Ham are back on the heels. And that's what I think we need to do, Danielle, is push them back, try and get that first goal and rock their confidence a bit more.
And then keep going and getting another one, because let's not go down that road again of scoring one and sitting back, because we can't do that against West Ham. But I just really, really hope. To be fair, we've got an all right record against West Ham recently. I know we didn't do. So I don't know. We're such a better team and we're so together, and we've actually got a plan now. So I just say balls to it and let's just go for it. Do you know what I mean? And let's not get any silly injuries. We can't have any more.
We've won 3 of the last 4 down at the London Stadium, and that is. It's been a good stadium for us, to be fair. You know, we haven't. I think we're kind of a bogey team for West Ham at the London Stadium, which is incredible, really. So, I mean, I'm expecting us to go and do a decent job. I just hope that we don't go down there and sit back, because it doesn't work.
I mean, they've conceded 6 goals in the last 5 games, and we've only conceded 3. So they're a bit leaky at the moment. So we need ASM and several people to just be switched on, because especially their fullbacks are quite poor. Even the Fredericks, the one who subbed on for Kafal, they're a bit leaky. So they're definitely there. Doesn't mean we'll necessarily get a result, but we definitely score some goals. So it's very possible.
Yeah. Toon Dave says, did anyone see John stream just before talking about setting up an OnlyFans channel? He's not a clue. Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, he just had no idea what people were talking about. Bless him.
Called Declan Rice, Gemma Rice.
Gemma Rice. Yeah, I know. I did listen.
Sometimes words fail.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Wacky says, if your team shows as much spirit and determination Paul is showed by bringing us a show despite COVID, then you've got a chance tomorrow. Thanks, matey. I hope we do have a chance.
You're a trooper.
It's taking me mind off things, to be honest. Willock should be dropped and Bruno on, but unfortunately we will not see that. Now, the thing is, with the way Eddie was talking to Alex, he's not going to start Bruno.
You never know. You never know. It depends on, because of the fullback changes. It's a question of. I mean, this goes to the tactics board I've got, but I will look at that later. But does he go with exactly the same plan and formation he's used recently, or does he mix it up? Now, one thing I'm interested in is matching West Ham's formation with a 4-2-3-1, because we have the right players to do that. It would just mean Bruno's got to play in a 4-2-3-1, because that is the formation they played at Lyon. That is literally his baby. He can sit in left central midfield and just sweep all day long. That is his game. But that would require probably Bruno and Shelvey, and then Joe Linton sat in front of them, or Willock sat in front of them, and that would be the choice. But it would match West Ham's formation. Would it work? Maybe, maybe not. It would give Krafth a bit more support as well, which would make me feel more comfortable, because he would have a triangle of sort of Shelvey wouldn't just be the only one sat in front of the back 4. It would be Bruno and Shelvey could go and help Krafth. So it's an option. And then everybody's talking about the wing backs, which again is another option. I'm not sure he's going to do it. He's tried it once and he didn't like it. And a lot of people have been floating around this. Shall we try Fraser at wing back because he did it in the Chelsea masterclass once upon a time?
He did.
I would be very, very, very surprised if he does that again. I don't want to go as far as saying I'll eat my hat and eat certain things like Paul likes to eat, but I'd be so shocked if Fraser's at fullback, at wing back.
Hang on
Go
a
on,
second.
Alex.
What the hell? What the hell does that mean?
I can't remember what was it. Was it nipples? Something to do with nipples. I don't know if it was eating
nipple, Alex. I don't eat nipples, and don't put that out there. Please.
There was a forfeit for if somebody didn't start or something.
Something
along those lines.
I may have said I'll eat me left nipple or something, but let's just forget that. Gary, thanks for the £5 super chat. He says, do you really think we will score 2 or more? And if so, who? Well, you'll find out with our score predictions at the end. Stephen says, why would you play a left-footed centre-back at right-back? Because, listen, Trippier has played left-back many, many times, and he's right-footed. I would rather have anyone else in than Emil Krafth, to be honest, because I don't trust him. I think his defensive awareness is very poor, and that was proved last week against Villa when he came on. He was all over the place. He was just all over the place, and he's never impressed at left back for us at all. Forever Run says 3 in the back, maybe a 3-5-2, which you just mentioned there, Alex, but I wouldn't play.
I wouldn't. When I said wing backs, I meant the 3-4-3. Yeah, because that one in the comments puts ASM next to Wood, and I don't want that. I think that's weird. I think we've tried variations of that experiment for the last, with not necessarily with Wood, but we've tried ASM plus a big man and variations of that, and it's just not worked. He looks so much comfier out on that left wing with a full back with a bit of room. I just don't want to see him up top. Because if Chris Wood has a bad game, ASM's going to get grumpy. He's not going to get the ball. He's just going to try and do it on his own again. It's going to be much of the same. So if it's wing play, I think it'll be 3-4-3 because I think he's used it once and it was what he picked. So I think if he's going to play wing backs, he'll play the formation he's already tried because the lads probably already know it. There's already instructions for it. So
true. Royce says, Stato, play our system, let West Ham worry. Your thoughts? Will they really outclass us the way we are playing?
So we can't play our system. That's the problem. We can't play our system. We don't have Trippier. We cannot play the way we were playing. So my interesting fun stat that I've been getting ready for tonight is I've gone back and looked at Krafth's games recently, all of them from right back in recent memory and all of them from centre back. I think I've got about 5 here. 20 attempted long balls. Take a guess how many you think he completed out of those 20.
Not many.
0. Not a single one out of 20 long ball attempts. And that is our system.
You're making us nervous, man. You're making us nervous.
Well, we can't play that way. He'll choose a different way. So the Trippier long balls to the big men, we can't do that if Krafth can't hit 20 long balls if he hits 0 of them. So we might play Krafth, but we're not going to play the same way because we can't. He literally can't do that job. You can't switch it at all.
Good point. I mean, listen, Steve says there, is Eddie playing mind games? He may be. You know, we know what he's like in press conferences. He gives very, very little away. Very little. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what actually does happen and what he does come out with tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting come 11:30. When the teams are released. Richard said, look back today at some of your old rants, Paul, a la Sheffield United away. How far we've come as a club since then. Thank God. Looking forward to tomorrow. A draw perhaps, but I'll take it. DJL Float says, I don't think he should play Burn at right back. He's left-footed and would wreck the balance. I'd rather see Lascelles or Shah at right back rather than Burn, even though none of right backs. Think will be Krafth, the only right back who's fit.
I do.
Thanks, Michael. Cheers again. And thanks for the super chat, buddy. Ian says, just wait and see. Krafth will perform. Eddie will work his magic. Yeah, okay. And I'll believe that when I see it. Jeff comes up with a good point. Can Dummett play at right back?
I don't know. Can he? Has he ever?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know he's left-footed and we've got this left-footed thing again. But listen, as I've said before, Trippier has played left back, and he's also played left back for England and done a damn good job at that position. So,
Would he be worse than the
would it be
other
worse than having to
alternative?
play Emil Krafth? I'm not so sure. I don't think
Yeah.
it would be. But, you know,
Interesting.
I don't
It's
know.
50-50 for me. Definitely, that's interesting. Definitely.
Yeah. Chris is how you feeling, Paul? Well, to put it mildly, I'm feeling shit. I think is the best way to put it. I'm sweating like a moose 1 minute. I'm freezing like a penguin in the Arctic the next.
Oh,
I feel like I've got an elephant sitting on my chest, but hey ho.
you just get on with it because you're a trooper.
You've got to be a super trooper, you know what I mean? And just, I mean, right now I've got a waterfall running down my back. I'm not kidding. It reminds me
nice.
it reminds me when I did my driving test. You know, I'm sitting there and I'm stuck to the driver's seat because I couldn't move. I was sweating that much, but never mind. And it's actually quite cold in this room. I think he will play Krafth purely because if he puts anyone else there, then it's a big kick in the teeth for Krafth's confidence. I'm not really bothered about Krafth's confidence, to be honest.
I agree.
He's not part of this. He's not. Rainy, good evening, mate. Hope you're well. Evening all, hope you're well. It's nice to be confident going into games of football again. Imagine 4 wins in a row.
Be fantastic.
It will. Roy says, Paul, we have had a week to prepare. If Krafth starts, will he not be protected? But that's the problem.
This is my claim about the formation change. I think.
But that is my point, Alex.
Yeah, I think he'll protect
talking
him
about having to protect him because he knows he's not good.
Yeah,
this is the problem.
I agree. We shouldn't have to. If we're having to change formations to protect a right back, it means he's not Premier League standard. You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and based on the fact that again, after 18 minutes, you know, for people who didn't hear me say this the other day, it took Eddie Howe 18 minutes to look at Tyndall and go, oh my God, okay, 5. Should we go 5? And then he pointed at Fraser and brought Fraser, and then they changed everything around because Krafth couldn't handle it after 18 minutes.
I know.
So they have had a week to prepare for it. So, and you know, he's the Newcastle manager. He's intelligent. He's got wins that we weren't expecting with lineups we disagreed with.
If we protect Emil Krafth, that will wreck our game plan because that player who is mark or he's set to sort of protect Emil Krafth won't be able to think about his own game because he'll be thinking about where Krafth is half the time. And I just don't see that.
Well, that's going to be Shelvey. And if he's captain as well, he's going to have to be thinking about his captain role and his own role and Krafth.
Well, Ben says there, who would you like as captain without Trippier? And to be fair, I think Shelvey's earned it the way he's played the last few games. I think I wouldn't have a problem with John Joe being captain tomorrow because, like a lot of players, he's turned around his form and he's working so bloody hard for the team. Gary says, well done, Paul and team. Get those litres of water down here. Steve says, can Taggart play right back? Well, I don't know who Taggart is, but Target can't. I don't think he's played there many times at all. Keith says, good evening to all my team. I would play good evening to all. My team I would play, there's 2. A 4-3-3 with Target, Byrne, Lascelles and Shah. Defence, Willock, J7, Shelvey midfield, ASM, Wood and Fraser. So not much of a change there, just really, a change at right back, which would be Shah. A lot of people are saying for Shah to go at right back, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, I like that suggestion. I like the formation. It just makes us really predictable because it's all going to come down one side. Fraser's not going to get much support. I do like the side. It is more comfortable and it's more solid. But in terms of offensive threat, it's just all going to be down one side for us because Fraser's just going to be isolated. Shah's probably will push up a bit, and then what if he pushes up too many? I don't know. That's a tricky one. I think the instruction will to be careful if he plays that. I think it's very unlikely he puts Shah at right back. Again, it's another one. I think that's about as likely as Fraser at wing back. I don't think it's going to happen.
It's as likely as Forever Ron's comment there.
Yeah.
Dwight Gill at right back. Jesus
Christ.
I
did see when I was doing my research, Michel Antonio on his profile, it says he can play right back, which
he has.
Me.
He has. He started as a defender.
I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
He started as a right back.
It just shocked me when I loaded up his profile. It just said like DCR. I was like, well, what? Okay.
Yeah. Ab says if he can drop one of the centre backs to get Lascelles and Krafth in, he can drop one of the midfielders to get Bruno in.
Just don't think he wants to. I don't think he thinks he's ready. My opinion.
I don't understand why though. When he plays 90 minutes against PSG,
no, I get it.
Pockets Verratti, I don't get it.
I don't.
Living Man says Big Joe don't create much going forward. I think he does, but you know that is the side of Joe's game that I have no doubt will improve.
Of course it will.
You know, bursting forward. Keith says his second formation will be a 3-5-2. So he's got Burn, Shaw, and Lascelles. Target, Willock, J7, John Joe, and Fraser, with ASM playing probably just off Wood. That's not too bad. I mean, it you know, the question will be is can Matt Target do that sort of wing back role? Has he played there before? We don't know. I would presume as a left back he probably has at some point. But I think a lot of people, if he makes a
mistake, he's got Burn next to him, hasn't he? Who's left-footed, which would help.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like you said, Alex, are focusing on this Fraser from the Bournemouth masterclass that Eddie Howe put on when they beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Very, very interesting. Good evening, Jade. Hope you're well. Dan says, I'll take a point for sure, but it's one of them games we're not expecting to. But could sneak. I'm sure we're a bogey team of theirs. Indeed, I said that before.
And imagine the confidence, though, because we know Trippier's not going to be back for a while. So we need to find something that works until he comes back.
They'll probably want to do it for him as well, you know. And I think Kieran Trippier is probably travelling with the team as well. From what Eddie said, even though he had his operation yesterday, I think he's wanting to keep Kieran Trippier around. And rightly so, because he is a big influence in the dressing room. Barbara says, are we allowed to draft in players from the youth team, even though we have named our 25-man squad? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Because the youth team don't count as the 25-man squad. But there's nobody really.
Do that though, does he?
Yeah, but there's nobody at right back I would bring in from the under 23s at the minute. I wouldn't be confident, to be honest. Troll says, can't look at the captain stats for John Joe. That was under Bruce and doesn't count. That era has gone to oblivion. Good point. Niall says Shaw might be a good shout at right back. Either that or just stick with Krafth. Listen, I think Fabian Shaw could probably play there because he's an international quality player. He can probably play there. He's probably played there before. It's asking a lot of him. And to be honest, I really want to see Krafth and Burn stay together because I think that is a partnership that can really develop. And I know we got Fernandez, but he's still injured. I don't know what's going on with Fernandez.
No.
I mean, he's been out a long time, Danielle, and I just something just hasn't been right with him all season.
Nah, something else going on, isn't there? There's got to be. Because he came on against Norwich and he did really, really well. Then he went missing again. Then he comes back and then he gets injured straight away. And you're like, what's happening with this guy? Like, I've got no idea. But for me, I don't know if we'll see him for the rest of the season.
Was he on the bench last game?
I don't remember. Was he?
Who?
Let me have a look. Fernandez.
No, he's not fit.
I don't get that though, because when we went to Saudi Arabia, he'd started individual training.
Yeah,
and what
he was
what
there,
and that was what, a month ago. So if he's not moved from individual training to group training, surely he's fit enough to be on the bench.
Something's going on there.
Well,
it's a bit odd, and the fact that there's been articles come out about Matt Ritchie's mysterious injury, but nothing about Fernandez is a bit odd.
It's very, very weird, to be honest.
Strange.
Dan, apparently much like Wilson, Wood is a bogey player for West Ham, as regularly scores against them, which could be a psychological advantage, even if he doesn't score.
Yeah, I think he does have a decent record against West Ham. So, hey, I'd love it if he scored tomorrow. I'd be buzzing.
Listen, I mean, it was a hot debate on the fan forum the other night about, Chris Wood, and I think... But what did come out of that was that everybody wanted to see him score. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And Chip has made a good point for once in his life, to be honest, that he actually said, he's playing in a black and white shirt, so we'll give him our support, and of course we will. I just want to see him bag a goal because I think that will do a lot for his confidence. But again, we're not playing to Chris Wood's. In fairness to him, we're not playing to his strengths at the minute in the formation that we play. And you did mention that, Alex, and I think that's a big thing. Dan says, imagine Wood hat-trick. Owen and Best have done it in the past when they were playing bad. It'll be incredible, to be honest. Paul, would you think Eddie will be changing formation or even starting Bruno? Listen, what I got from the press conference was that he's not going to start Bruno. When he was asked about him, and he said that, he's blending in and he realizes that he's itching to get started and stuff like that. But the midfield are playing really well at the minute and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not so sure. No. Paul, are you going to do a live watch along for tomorrow's match? I am indeed. There will be a watch along tomorrow.
I can't wait, mate. I think it's going to be hilarious. Can't wait. I'm going to write down all your phrases as you say
thanks,
it.
Danielle.
I'm sure Geordie Riffs will be delighted because you know what you like. Your sayings.
I know.
Get that on a t-shirt.
I know. The thing is, tomorrow, I mean, I have BT Sport downstairs on the main TV, but I've got all my cameras and lights up here, so I may watch it on the laptop, which will mean I'll be a little bit behind, but I'll be watching BT Sport, so it won't be that far behind. But I need people to just just not put the score or when there's a goal until I've done it in commentary. So, but most people did respect that last time. So hopefully they'll do it again. Because, it's a shit when I've got to traipse me lighting and me camera. I couldn't lift a kettle at the minute. I'm that weak. So I'm not even going to try and hump everything downstairs.
I'll be watching it on another platform.
Well, there you go.
And with you on watch along. So I'll be further behind than you are.
Not everybody's got BT Sport, to be fair to them. It costs a lot of money. Anyone listen to Super Mac? I love the bloke, pure legend, but he talks some crap at times, saying to drop Joe Linton for Bruno and keep Willock on as he doesn't score goals. He's a ball-winning midfield. Yeah, I didn't agree with that. I think Super Mac...
It's an opinion, no?
It is his opinion, and I think the problem is with Super Mac, he's had this opinion of Joe Linton for a long time now, and he tends not to go back on things he said. Listen, he's not gonna change everybody's mind about him. And I know he doesn't score goals, but the way he wins the ball he might. But the way he wins the ball and the way he spreads the passes around now, he is tremendous. Mm-hmm. Barbara, get well soon, Paul. Thank you very much. Great channel, this. Mon the Toon says Murray. Thank you very much. By the way, just a big shout out to Chris Murray over in America. He contacted me yesterday to say he watches the shows all the time. He used to play ice hockey with him at Whitley Bay, and he moved over there for a new life, having a fantastic time over there. So big up to you, Chris, and hopefully I'll get across to see you soon. And also, of course, if you're liking the show, please do hit the like button. Believe me, this took a lot of energy to even walk up the stairs to come into this room and do this show tonight. In fact, I'll just slide back down the stairs on my arse and collapse on the sofa. So please do hit the like button, and please do, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please do hit the subscribe button as well. On the road to 10K, it'd be fantastic if you can get there sooner rather than later. And you can obviously join the channel as well, become a member if you hit the join button just underneath the video, or the link is pinned in the description. And you can donate to the channel like a couple have already tonight, very kindly. So if you hit the $sign at the bottom of the live comments, it will take you through there. And of course, a big shout out to channel sponsors, Geordie Riffs, professional guitar repairs and servicing based here in the Northeast. If you have any issues with guitars, contact Graham and Natalie and they will sort you. They're currently offering 10% off a repair and 10% off your first setup. And of course, your first guitar lesson completely free of charge if you mention the Toon Review. The link for their website is in the description below, and they're also on Facebook and Twitter. So thank you for their continued sponsorship of the channel. Jim says he's got to play Bruno with J7 and that beautiful bald bastard. That seems to be the three that people want, Alex.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one because now that Trippier is out as well, it changes. It just changes how we're going to play. It's a complete. Everybody is so sure that it's just going to be the same three because it's the safe bet, And I disagree. I think it's far more up in the air as to who they're starting, or just everything, because he can't play that game plan. So I don't think it's dead cert that it's going to be the 4-3-3 that we've seen many times. He's definitely had conversations about formation changes, plan changes. It's definitely been looked at. There's no way he's just gone, we won the last 3 games with that formation. Let's play this formation. There's no way that that's happening.
Yeah.
This will have been deeply analysed for a long time. And it'll be, if Bruno starts, it's because it's for the plan and there is a reason, and it'll be, they know what they're doing. They're a lot better at analysing football than we are, unfortunately. I mean, but
Yeah. Ken says, just watched the West Ham podcast. They will be happy with the draw. It shows how far we've come. Yeah, you were saying that before, Alex. They're really crapping themselves.
Yeah, they keep calling Wood the Kiwi Ronaldo.
Jesus.
I've heard a few people say that. Yeah, because he scores against them consistently. So, yeah, it's a funny one. And they say he's not doing very well now, but I did hear a West Ham fan say the other day that this just goes to show how good Wilson is, because there's been nobody else in years that's been able to play in our isolated Newcastle way and score goals except Wilson. You can put him with absolutely no help and he scores goals.
Yeah.
It just really, I wish he could stay fit, because I'm really interested to see if he can take that step up in a good side, because the fact that he can score that many goals in an absolute dross team with no help is really interesting. It's a shame, really.
But I think that's what lets Wilson down as well for his international prospects, because he can't stay fit. And Gareth Southgate would probably be looking to say, right, I can't rely on him to stay fit through a tournament. So, it's got to be affecting it some way. Shane says, can Joe Linton play right back too? He can play anywhere. He can play in goal. Just put Big Joe anywhere, and he'll do a job. Even at the guy, Derek says 2-0 Wooden Willock. Evening, Simon. Joel says Paul's watch-alongs are the best, in my opinion. Thanks, mate.
They are funny.
Ken says, hi, you lot. Why did you have to schedule a broadcast when a new Gogglebox series starts? Tough choice. Me, this channel, a Gogglebox, take your face for a shite, Ken. Jesus Christ.
That's more like it.
Oh, that is unbelievable. Looking forward with another win, hopefully, definitely. Did anyone see Adam's hotel he's staying at? He's doing well out of this YouTube block. Fair play to him. I did, actually. He's living the high life in London at the minute. He went down yesterday and he ended up going to bloody London Zoo.
Did he?
Yeah. Just by himself. He's gone down there. He's gone in hospitality again tomorrow. He pays a bloody fortune for that kind of shit, but good on him. Good on him. Ken says, I'm here though. Yes, you are, Ken, and that's better. That's better. You don't need to take your face for a shit no more.
That's commitment.
It is. Can already hear the meowing coming from our fans tomorrow. There's been things about putting out that every time he touches the ball, instead of booing him, just meow at the top of your voice. I mean, God, he's going to get some Hamazuma tomorrow, Danielle.
He might get that from his own
Rightfully
fans.
so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I hope he does it. I hope he plays, and I hope it's just miserable for him for the whole 90 minutes, because he deserves it. I'm not getting into it with that argument, but yeah. I've seen pictures of inflatable cats and everything.
Oh, I think there'll be a few there. There'll be a few. Julie says, where else do you hear of nuns in a brothel? Join the watch along tomorrow.
Exactly.
Lisa's form guide has us position 4 on the log, 5 games undefeated. Lee from Cape Town. Well, good evening to you over there in South Africa. Caitlin and Nick said, we were watching the match on mute and listening to the Toon review. That's what a few people do for some reason when I do watch alongs, and it's live on like the main
I
channels.
should do that as well, because I just furiously scribble down, well, that was wrong, well, that comment, no, that was I just need to turn it off because I can't handle it.
Well, instead you can write down getting stung on the arse by a wet jellyfish or something like that. You never know what I'll come out with tomorrow.
Although I know it's not NUFC related, but I felt I heard a few people talking about Darren Bent today. He actually went and did like really good research on players and stats before his show, and then got absolutely slated by his co-hosts for like some of his suggestions. And I just felt really sorry for him. It's like for the first time ever, a pundit actually tried to go and have something to back up his claims, and he got completely destroyed for it.
Yeah,
I won't go into details, but it's just made
That would never
really,
happen
really
to you here.
shame. Well, thank you.
Definitely not. Wacky says to Ken, it's not a tough choice. It's got to be the Toon review every time for more entertainment, in my opinion. Thank you. Lee says, I think if we don't have any injuries like we did versus Villa, we'll see Bruno for the last 30 minutes. Joel says, get well soon, Paul, or I'm coming over there. Okay. Eddie Howe is a man of his word. He rewards the players with game time when they play well. He can't break up that midfield yet. They're doing so well. Bruno will have to wait. Big Dan holds his place. Indeed. Good that I'm at work tomorrow. We'll be keeping up to date on the BBC website. Stephen says, I know Krafth is poor. Don't disrupt Burn and Shah centre-backs. West Ham away isn't the game to experiment with full-backs. Fraser will provide extra cover. He's a machine. Come off knackered after 70 minutes. He is indeed a machine. Right, Alex, let's see your new groovy system and see what you think about tomorrow. Let's have a look.
Okay, go on then. Let's see if it works properly.
Well, it did when we were trying to...
So
there you go.
If I share my screen now, you should be able to see a nice, pretty football pitch.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yeah. So this is the expected side that we're putting out. Is the 4-3-3 that we've been putting out for weeks with Krafth at right back, the same system. Although the Chronicle for some reason had Willock left and Joelinton right, maybe to be on Rice, but that doesn't make any sense because Joe's part of our system and Souček's a big boy, and we need Joe to be doing bits up here. It wouldn't make any sense. So this is the most probable lineup.
I think Joe Willock probably. If that's the three he goes with, I think Joe Willock would be the man to take care of Rice. I think Joe Willock can prove a bit. Well, if he's got a bit of mobility about him tomorrow, I know what you mean about Souček. They could probably swap over numerous times as well.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, if you look into the statistics, Rice never has aerial duels. Never, ever, ever. When the ball goes up into like this area, Souček steps in for the aerials all the time. Rice has got like no aerial duels at all this season. So somebody needs to be challenging that. And obviously Wood's going to be there. So it's going to be really interesting because I know Wood's been poor, but he is really good at his aerial duels. So he's going to be right up in his face all day. But this is obviously we've got the Krafth situation here. Can Fraser get forward and still cover for Krafth for 90 minutes? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Murphy substitution at some point if this is the formation, because Fraser's going to be knackered trying to get up and down this side.
He's knackered anyway, isn't he? Bless him. He's you know, you always know that he's put his shift in because his socks around his ankles. He's cramping up. His butt cheeks are tighter than a virgin's. No, I'm not even going there.
Don't.
He's absolutely knackered.
Well, we'll change. Let's have a little change. So this is what I would play. This is my personal preference. This is matching West Ham's formation with a 4-2-3-1 with Bruno and Shelvey, purely because I think it would cover fullbacks and it would sort of shore up our weaknesses a little bit more. And then Joelinton in still kind of in midfield, kind of up here, but again, Willock could play the same role in that position in theory. He's done it before. And I think this just gives us far more balance. We match up against West Ham man for man, and I feel like the fitness of our midfielders and most of our team, this is what I would be interested in. But obviously, again, it means changing the shape and dropping Willock, which is the controversial thing. And then the final horrible system, which some people are suggesting, is what would it look like if we went to wing backs? So this is if we played a 3-4-3, which he's played before. I think with that formation there, Alex, right? With that formation there, you look at the three at the back we've got there and the four across the midfield, right? But I can see West Ham overrunning us. If you know where Souček and Rice push forward, they've got Lanzini, Bowen, Benrahma, or whoever the player there, because I think Benrahma's injured, but also Antonio. They push up.
they're going to find lots of space if we play that formation, in my opinion.
Put 4 nails on. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just threw this together as a formation. I don't know if he played this, I don't know who this player would be. I don't know if he'd put Shelvey in, or like, it could be anybody in a double pivot. We just don't know. It's just a complete guess. So I think this wing back system is unlikely because the midfield's just, with the praise he's given them recently, it would be weird if he changes to a system where he's got only played 2 of them. It would be very odd. So back to the first system, I think this is probably the most likely. It copies the shape we've been playing recently. I'm not a big fan of, there's not a lot of covered around this side, but hopefully Krafth surprises us and has a more solid game. It just means without that long ball threat, with Trippier, it tends to look like this later on, at any point in the game, where we get this nice little triangle where if you pretend this is Trippier, you've got all 3 of these players can play really pretty long balls. Shelvey's good at long balls, as is Shah, as is Trippier. So you get this little triangle that can play long balls up to Wood, Joe Linton, ASM on this side.
Yeah.
And with the statistic of Krafth never hitting a long ball, he's not going to be able to step up and do that. He's just going to maybe try and take on his man, and it's just this. And they're not very good at aerial duels either, Krafth or Fraser. So I'm just very concerned about this side, especially.
Well, Fraser can't do anything about aerial duels, can he?
No,
he's
he's
4
too
foot
little.
tall, bless him.
Well, Trippier wins a lot. He wins most of his aerial duels for his height.
Trippier gets in front of the man all the time. Trippier's world class.
He's a different wavy.
So unfortunately, Jade says Willock had a 100% pass completion rate and made the run for the free kick. For the goal. If he's grown in confidence and form, you can't just kick him back down. It's a good point. And you can't. But that's why Eddie Howe is the manager. He's paid the big bucks. We have to wait and see what he comes out with. Terry says, can Target play on the right, switch Dan to left back and bring in Lascelles? I don't want to see Lascelles, to be honest.
No.
Why are we Van de Beeking Bruno? Let the man start and show us his match. I don't think it's that bad yet, mate, to be honest.
No.
If we get to the end of the season and he still hasn't started a game, I'd be worried. But I don't think that's the case.
He said he's going to start loads.
He did. And we have to trust him what Eddie's trying to do here. As simple as that, really. Ab says he won't play mind games with Moyes, so Bruno will be on the bench. Steve says Newcastle to win. Shauna says Willock was brilliant in the last 2 games. Cannot drop him even for Bruno.
I think you don't do all of the work that you've done with him in terms of his confidence and everything. I think Jade was right. So I think it's a risk in terms of Willock.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But it's not a risk for the team because obviously we've got Bruno, but I get where Jade was coming from there. I think she's 100% spot on.
I don't want to argue with Jade, but to throw a spanner in the works there with that, the 100% was only 12 passes, which isn't a lot over 90 minutes. Well, actually, he came off in like 89, but then his job really is a little bit more about driving as a box-to-box midfielder. And he only completed 1 dribble.
Yeah. And
then his 3 shots went into row Z. So I prefer he was focusing on completing some of those dribbles, arriving at the edge of the box and getting some of them on target. It is impressive to make 12 out of 12 passes, and it keeps us tidy, especially against their midfield. But I kind of want him to do the shooting and the driving a bit more, because that's what he's in that formation to do, is to drive forward and create chances and maybe score some goals like he did last year.
Interesting. Looking on West Ham's Twitter replies, a few fans think Bowen might be missing as well, as he was limping after the Leicester game. Also, Ben Rama is out. If Bowen's out, that is a massive, massive boost, Danielle.
Yeah, I'd be absolutely buzzing if he's out. But has Moyes done a press conference today, though, as he mentioned?
Yeah, he has, but I didn't...
No, I haven't seen much of it.
No.
Interesting, though. Imagine. I'd be absolutely buzzing if that was the case, but I'm not going to say anything until tomorrow, until the team's out, because I don't want to get overexcited.
Yeah. Pedro says, out of the last 6 games we played against the Hammers down there, we've won 4, drawn 1 and lost 1. I'm feeling more positive. Paul, I do believe you said you would wear nipple. I didn't say I'd wear them at all. I don't know what kind of guy you think I am, Novik. How about bringing Drink on and swapping him at 60 if Bruno tight? Who's Drink? How about bringing Drink on? I'm trying to work out which player remains.
Drinkwater is a player, but we've never had him.
No. How about bringing Drink? I'm trying to work out which player remains. I have no idea. Just Googled Shelby's age. Oh my God, he's only 29. He looks like he's in the mid-30s. Anyway, he looks leggy in the last 2 games after 70 minutes. Give him a rest this game. I wouldn't leave Shelby out. Not at all. We need him. You don't leave your better players out. And at the minute, John Joe is one of our better players, undoubtedly.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Bob says, Alex brings class and technical expertise to the team. Paul is probably the best anchor man on these kind of blog thingies, as long as he does not vape on air.
You've got to put Danielle in the comment as well.
Exactly. But
she brings the elegance and the passion to the stream as well.
She's
I'm not sure I bring elegance.
Well, she does live in Crammy, to be fair. The elegance and Cramlington don't go together.
All right, watch it.
No, I'll shut up. And if you notice, Bob, I haven't vaped on air at all. In fact, since I've had COVID, I've probably vaped about twice.
Good lad.
I've John Joe says...
to Amazon you some Albus bath oil?
Sorry?
I'll send you some bath oil on Amazon, that Albus oil. That'll clear it.
Danielle, I'm hoping I'll be, by the time I do the watch along tomorrow, I'm hoping that I'll be a bit fitter than this.
Well, if you're not, I'll Amazon you some.
Oh, cheers, love. Brian says, hi, Danielle, Paul, Stato, and everyone. Great show. Catch up later. Take care. Cheers, Bri. And wasn't Paul getting his ass out in Fenwick's window, but I can't remember why that was. Maybe he just liked it. Listen, if you, I have a worry about that you remember that out of everything I've said, you remember me saying I'm going to get me arse out. That is probably more worrying than anything else. But each to their own. Joseph says, who is 8 years old, Newcastle will win 2-0. Well, good on you, Joseph. I hope we do, matey. I hope we do. Surely has to be Manquillo if fit at right back. He's injured. He's not playing. Adam says, Alex, what about Shah at right back for the long ball?
I mean, yeah, it's just West Ham are very intelligent and speedy on the counter-attack and in build-up. Manquillo's quick. He's very experienced in the Premier League. He's vastly underrated. I think Manquillo's decent, and obviously Trippier's very, very good. He's at elite level. So, I mean, Krafth, equally, you could say the same thing. I don't think Shah or Krafth are equally... I think Krafth is a centre-back. I really do. I don't think he's a right back. He's not played amazing at centre back, but when he plays at centre back, he hasn't
done anything wrong this season at centre back.
Yeah, he looks like he could play in this league as a centre back, whereas not at full back.
Definitely in a three, not as a 2, but in a 3, he can definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shana says, you all sound like you don't rate Krafth at all. Come on, man. He is a Swedish international. Sweden are not a bad team. Okay, he is not as good as Trips, but he is a decent defender. Well, that's your opinion, Shana. Yeah. I totally disagree with your opinion, but again, that's what it's all about. It's opinions.
I mean, he's only got higher than a 7 once, and that was against Man United recently. His duels are poor, his tackles are poor, his interceptions are poor. He's often the lowest rated player on the team when he does play. I don't know where people are getting the opinion from. I don't know what they're watching or what they're looking at. I don't get it. I honestly don't get the Krafth thing.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yep. Question for Stato. Is it true that if Newcastle score a free kick tomorrow, it's a Premier League record for 4 consecutive free kicks scored? I think it is.
Yeah, that's what people have been saying. I mean, I'm not an authority to confirm that, but people have said that. Was it from the Premier League? I think somebody retweeted from there. So yeah, I don't think anybody scored.
I heard something today about it. Yeah. Dan says, Stato, did you have a look at that John Joe captaincy thing I asked? Listen,
I did not, because I've been listening to my co-host.
He will find that out. He will find that out at some point. Maybe
I'll write it down for you.
Keep your patience, Dan.
He's on. Look, it's on the list.
I know. Toon Dave says, I like Stato's formation of 4-2-3-1. Does give a very good balance to the team. Mm-hmm. Shah at right back he is comfortable on the ball and loves a Hollywood pass. Ken says, might put Big Dan Burn on the left and switch target to right back. There's certainly that option there. There is. I mean, it's not like he doesn't have any options, Danielle. There is options available to him.
He's got loads of options, but I don't know how willing he's going to be. Obviously, we don't know in terms of the plan and how he's going to what formation he's going to put out tomorrow to deal with West Ham. But I don't know. I mean, at least we've got options, and I think that's what he said in the press conference today. It's a good position to be in that we've got options, but I still think it's going to be Krafth.
Jesus.
I just still think it is.
I mean, I'd have had Hayden as in his right back, obviously, if he wasn't injured and in the squad. But even he, for me, is a better choice.
Whoa, guys, Alex, I was there at Wolves when he played right back, and not a hope in hell. I agree. You know what it is? I could beat Isaac Hayden over 100 meters. I'm telling you now, I could do it on one leg as well. In fact, I could do it on my hands. He is so slow. He's more of a ball-winning centre midfielder. Leave him at that. It was just the lesser of two evils. I'm not saying he's good at right back. It's just. I mean, wow. Yeah. We'll quickly move on from that, Alex. You've had a Sinclair. Well done. Really would not want to split Burn and Shah, but sometimes needs must. So maybe bring back Lascelles and put Shah at right back. At least we know he can read the game and defend. One thing we do know, Krafth can do neither. Shauna says, I hope Krafth has a blinder to make you all look like you have no idea what you are talking about. Well,
fair
Shauna, fair enough, but we do know what we're talking about.
Quoting what he's done previously, so we're not making up
He hasn't
stuff.
exactly got the world's greatest stats either. Regarding Krafth not being good enough, just remember Joe Linton was shite and Eddie Howe turned him around. Indeed, there's no denying that.
Joe Linton wasn't playing in the right position before Eddie Howe came in.
Correct.
There's also a misconception about Krafth. He is not young. I think he's 28 in 6 months. He's 28 in August, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's not young. This is supposed to be prime Krafth right now.
Look, he probably suits a different league. Right? That's what I'm thinking about Emil Krafth. That he probably suits a different league. And that's why he's a Swedish international. There's loads of left backs that are right-footed, and they do a decent job, so I don't see why it can't work the other way around. Mark says, should be a cracking game. Shame about Trippier. Get well soon, Paul. Think it will be a draw. I'm going for 2-2. Rather see Shah than Burn at right back. Somebody on Facebook says hello. Not sure who that is. To be honest, most fullbacks can be versatile and play both sides. It's the same job, just reversed mostly. Just remember, Krafth is an established Swedish international who has played in Serie A and the Premier League. Well, maybe Serie A is better suited for him because certainly the Premier League isn't.
Yeah, and his international, I mean, I've got it up here. Against Sweden against Ukraine, he got a 6 and he got hooked. Sweden against Poland, he got a 6 and he got hooked. He played 22 minutes. He's poor at international level. He's not good there either. He's getting 6s. He's not impressive.
And Shauna, despite what you say about Sweden, they're not an international powerhouse and they haven't been for quite some time. Yes, they've had some great players over the years, but what have they won? They've never been close to winning the Euros. They've never been close in the World Cup. You've got to, come on. They're not a powerhouse. Paul, what do you feel is the minimum amount of points we will need to get from the games that are left to play, taking into consideration of the other teams in the bottom 3? Listen, all I can say, Paul, is we just get as many points as we can. And move up the table. It's straightforward as that for me. Right. It is now time for team lineups and predictions, guys. So, Alex, we'll start with you. Which team are you going for?
I think he'll play the first one we showed where it's the same 4-3-3, but Krafth at right back. And Shelby's just going to have to roll back the years, and Fraser's going to have to put in an absolute monster shift, or Krafth could turn up. That would be the alternative. That would be lovely. Hopefully that. So 4-3-3 with Target back in at left back, Krafth at right back, and I think he will stay with Burn Shah because of his interview comments. I think it'd be a bit weird if he says that and then brings Lascelles on. If he does bring Lascelles on after saying that, it means he's talking about the midfield, and it clarifies who he's talking about, basically. So
I mean, listen, I know there's a few West Ham fans in the chat as well. I want West Ham to finish 4th. I want them to get into the Champions League because I think it would be fantastic to see West Ham get there. because I think they've got some wonderful players, and I think that
Yeah.
they actually deserve it. So, I hope they lose tomorrow, obviously, because I'm a Newcastle fan. But the rest of the season, I really, really do hope West Ham get into the Champions League, because I think it'll piss the top six off. It'll piss the Premier League off, and it'll be fantastic it'll be fantastic for our for our Premier League to see a team like West Ham, who fighting like they are and overcoming the likes of Tottenham, Manchester United, those things, So I really do want to see West Ham finish in the Champions League, because I think they're a great side, and they've played some great stuff. So good luck to them after tomorrow, definitely. What's your score prediction, Alex?
This is the most unsure I've been about a game all season, purely because we knew what we were going to get. I don't mean in a negative way. I just mean I feel like I'll be able to give a score prediction when I see the lineup. Obviously, I'm going to give one anyway. I'm going to go with a 3-2. I'm going to go for us. Ooh. We're going to win 3-2. I'm going to give a high-scoring game. I think we're both going to be poor. We're both going to make mistakes. Hopefully, Cresswell plays volleyball like he did the other day and handballs it. But I think their fullbacks are poor, and we have ASM. I think Wood and Byrne in the box again. I think Wood or Byrne have got to get at the end of something. I think we'll score some goals, because they've been conceding a lot of goals, and I think we'll do enough. I think it will be another tough performance from everybody, and I think we'll get a 3-2.
Who's going to score?
I think St. Maximin will get one. And then I think it will be from set pieces. I think it will be Maxi, and then it will be something weird like a Wood and a Byrne, or a Wood and a Shah. So I think it's going to be Maxi, and then from set pieces from Wood and the centre backs.
Right. Vina, who is a West Ham fan, says I expect 3-1 to West Ham. Newcastle will stay up, mind you. Will's a West Ham fan as well. It should be a great match tomorrow, guys, but I think we will nick it. Maximan is the one I worry about. Sonia says Joe Linton and Wood to score.
Yes, that's who I'm going for.
Wow.
Big Joe again for the third week in a row.
Yeah, it's got to happen sometime. Richard says, what's the nonsense I've seen about signing Pogba in the summer? Just a sort of overpaid, overinflated ego that we don't need. He's not coming to Newcastle. Nah. We've got better players to go for. I think he's very overrated at times, Paul Pogba, but hey-ho. Right. Danielle, what's your team for tomorrow?
I think it'll be 4-3-3. I think it'll be Target. I don't want to see Shaw and Lascelles. I want to see Shaw and Byrne. I think it'll be Krafth, and I think it'll be the same midfield. John Joe, it'll be Joe Willock and Big Joe, and then Fraser, Wood, and ASM up front. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win to us, and I think it'll be Wood and Big Joe.
Cool. Fair enough. Ronald says 2-1 the Toon, with both goals coming from Wood. Wacky, who we know is a West Ham fan as well. I'm seeing a draw, either 1-1 or 2-2. Jack says Willock is going to have a flipping blinder tomorrow. I do hope so.
Hopefully.
Danny, who's a West Ham fan, says if any Newcastle fans are traveling to London and driving, leave even earlier. The roadworks down here, and now because of the storm and the traffic is going to be diabolical. Even the trains are fooked. Yeah, I know it's going to be a horrible drive down. I know that Lee from Newcastle Fans TV is driving down through the night.
He did that for Arsenal, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He looked absolutely knackered.
Bless him.
Newcastle are a big club, really big club. Thanks, mate. Noah says 5-0 to the Toon. I think you've been on the drink, mate. 2-0 to the masterclass of Eddie Howe's Black and White Army, says Tangy. Be very interesting. My team, I'm going for exactly the same as you guys. I can't see any change. What I'd like to see is maybe play Matt Target left back, Dan Byrne left back. Sorry, Target right back, Dan Byrne left back, and if it needs be, Lascelles and Shaw. But listen, I think he'll stick with what's been working, the formation and things like that. I do like the idea of a 4-2-3-1. I really do, but unfortunately, not. But as for the score, I'm saying 2-2. I'd be happy to take a point. I'd love us to win, but I think 2-2. And I'm going with Goal scorers. Christ. Sod it. Joe Linton brace.
Ooh,
I think he's going to
I
step
love
up.
it.
Listen, if bloody Jeff Hendrick can break can score for Newcastle at West Ham, then bloody Joe Linton can.
Yes, Big Joe.
I mean, speaking of breaking things like that, I mean, this is going into our 24th game of the season tomorrow. We've still only had one penalty. So,
Well,
I'd bear that in mind, considering West Ham do give penalties away.
Yeah. Danny says, I think you Geordie fans are sound, one of the most passionate fans I've ever seen. Thanks, mate. See, I never have any issues with West Ham fans. I just never, ever
There's
do.
no beef there, man.
No, there isn't.
They've had problems with their owners.
Oh,
just like
Christ
we've had
almighty, have
problems
they
with
not? You know,
so there's no beef there.
No. I think 1-1, Maxi and Zuma to score.
Rotten.
Yeah. He doesn't play, poor mate, would be cheating having Christ on the team.
I did think that when you said it. Didn't say anything.
You get... Hang on, say that again. Have I missed something?
Because you said, "Oh, who are my scorers?" I think, and then you went, "Christ." I was like, "Well, I was going to say, well, he'll get us a hat trick," but
yeah. Danny says you get plastic Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, and City fans. West Ham and Newcastle have real fans. That's very true. Alfie says 1-0. Emil Krafth last minute screamer. You saw it here first. A Wood penalty sounds realistic. Ash says 2-1 us, but I want West Ham to get fourth.
Yeah,
exactly.
same.
Yeah. Louis says, I'm forever blowing bubbles. Why would you sing a West Ham song, Louis? You're obviously in a depressed mood yet again tonight. If we win tomorrow, I will go around the town full on naked. Okay. Well, we'll see you in jail. Steve says 4-4. I mean, wow. If it's 4-4, what a game that would be. Wacky says, I'm a hammer and 100% agree. They live and breathe football up there. It's a way of life. Cheers, mate. Seth says exactly the same as you, Paul. 2-2, Joe Linton brace. Come on, you Irons, but I think this will go 3-1 either way. Interesting. I'm forever meowing. Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah.
What does brace mean, Paul? It means gets both goals, 2.
Yeah.
Or braces are the ones that go on your teeth.
Your Chinese teeth.
No. I have not tried the Chinese teeth yet. Meows everywhere, says Tangy. Bruno to come on at half time and have a blinder. Doug says, hi, Paul. Feeling any better, mate? Shite, mate, if I'm openly honest, but I have... Doing this has picked me up a little bit, but I'll probably finish this, go and sit on the sofa, and then just want to cry again. But never mind. Doug says he's gone 1-1 in his predictions. Newcastle have arrived in London tonight, safe and sound.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I knew they're on the coach. I didn't know if they'd arrived though. That's good.
Definitely. Or a deuce. Yes, a deuce. A deuce.
I do have a question for you, Paul, and Danielle, and everybody.
Yeah,
Howe's mentioned before about how the formation he's using at the moment, this 4-3-3, is not how he wants to play long term, and he's got his own vision.
Yeah.
What do we think that is? Because he obviously used to play a 4-1-4-1, but now he's got money and Brazilians and a lot more than he used to have. Do we think he's going to go back to what he did at Bournemouth, an optimal sort of time, or do we think he's going to try and
maybe
do
he's got
really,
a
really fancy?
Maybe he's got a new plan.
Yeah,
I mean, Klopp and Guardiola both like the 4-3-3, and Howe has come out and said it's not how he wants to play long term. So he's not. He doesn't want to play that way. And the question is, what is in his head long term? What does he want to do? And is he going to try that tomorrow? Because this could be an excuse for him to move to something else formation wise.
Well, I guess we'll know, right? I guess we'll know by the team he picks tomorrow.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what he's trying to aim for. Susan's laughing at you, Danielle's comment about the teeth. Everyone get Paul to 10K to get the teeth out.
Yeah.
Someone should dress up as Tom Jones and sing "What's New, Pussycat." Jesus Christ. Melissa says, I've set my alarm to get up for 8:30 on my bloody day off. That's commitment. That's commitment. Seth wants a 4-4-2. I don't think we'll see 4-4-2 simply because we haven't got two strikers, but never mind. What was the wind like up there? I am a southern softie. It hasn't been too bad.
It was worse in November. You know, when we had that storm at the end of November. It was the night of the party, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was we had a red warning then. I thought my roof was going to come off. But it hasn't been bad. But do you know what it is? Whenever we get a bit of wind like that, Nout said, right? As soon as London have it, there's like a Cobra meeting.
What I find amazing, right? What I find amazing is they send they tell everybody stay away from the coastal areas and where you could get swept away, and then you put the news on and a sudden reporter standing right on the bloody beach where there's water cut with the waves are coming over the heads. I mean, it's insane. It's like Boris Johnson saying, "Don't go to work, go to work, don't go to work, go to work, go to work." All that shite, and then he does the opposite of what he's telling everyone to do, and it's just mental. But never mind. I mean, that's just the way the world is at the minute, to be honest. But hey ho. Wacky says it's been horrendous down there. Yeah, no, it has. I mean, did anyone see that church spire blow? Forgetting where it was, down south somewhere. It broke the church spire off.
It just came toppling off, didn't it?
Aye, unbelievable.
There is a trend that started people filming like sheds in funny places, and there's just lots of videos of sheds in funny places.
I mean, I did see a wheelie bin take off, and then that
did you say that?
That changed to a Just Eat cyclist. Somebody photoshopped a Just Eat person onto it, and it was blown around instead of the wheelie bin. I found that quite funny as well. But you know what it is? It's.
Do we think this weather's gonna have any bearing on the game, or
no?
What's
It's supposed to. Listen, the weather forecast is for the gusts to die down tonight. It is, I think, rain is forecast tomorrow down there from about 1 o'clock. I think it'll still be a bit windy, but it won't be as bad as it is now. But just as long as everyone stays safe down there.
Absolutely.
But you do have to laugh at the press sometimes. It's like, oh, bloody hell, there's a 90-mile-an-hour wind. I got out in shorts and T-shirt, man, in that weather, man. Just come on. It's just mental. And I really do. Because if I've got to go, that's probably why I get so many illnesses, because I bloody didn't dress properly half the time. Wacky says, lots of rain all weekend for London. Yeah, indeed.
Just normal weather for us.
It is.
Just normal.
Yeah, it's like having a shower.
You get used to chasing your wheelie bin down the road, don't you, on bin day? Because that's just what it's like.
Not once have I ever done that, Danielle.
I did it. I've done it. I did it on Thursday morning.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God almighty.
Just waves goodbye to it and calls up the council for a new bin.
I literally legged it. It was funny.
Yeah. Right. That is the end of the show, guys. Thank you very much to everybody that has tuned in. Sorry if I sound like Barry White tonight, but hopefully I'll be a little more perky for the watch along tomorrow.
You've got a bit more colour in your face anyway.
Yes, it's red.
Yeah, it's better than being white, like ghost like you were before.
Well,
a bit more colour. Don't start.
I'll be fine. Right. Susan says, as long as the wind blows the ball in the right goal.
Absolutely.
True. Indeed. Yeah. Premier players advised to limit travel for essential reasons only. Rugby players training at 7 a.m. as usual. Yeah, that's probably right as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I did see a clip of West Ham's training today. And my God, I mean, it was. I mean, how they could hold a training session in that was unbelievable. It was crazy.
Mad.
I mean, Howe mentioned it's been pretty windy in theirs.
Yeah, I know. Right. Thank you to everybody that's took part in the chat tonight. It really means a lot. We've had over 600 watching again, which is fantastic for a late Friday night show. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you to all the super chatters. If you have enjoyed the show, please do hit the like button for us. You can become a member of the channel if you hit the join button just under the video or the link in the description. If you are new to the channel and you've enjoyed what you've seen, please do consider subscribing. Definitely on the road to 10K now. The review stream tomorrow will be at 4 o'clock. I'll come on to that, Alex, if you just be patient. So, see, you've knocked me off my stride now. Please do subscribe if you're new. We're on the road to 10K, so it'll be really nice if we can get there. So thank you very much for that. And a big shout out to the channel sponsors, Geordie Riffs, professional guitar repairs and servicing based in the Northeast. They're offering 10% on a first set or 10% off for a first repair, and you get first guitar lesson completely free of charge. Their link to their website is down below in the description, or you can find them on Facebook and Twitter as well. So thank you to Graham and Natalie for the continued support. And tomorrow is 12 noon is the live watch-along. So come and join me for that with alternative commentary and some probably crazy quotations that I've never said in my life. But hey-ho, anything comes out when I'm watching Newcastle. And at 4 o'clock tomorrow, join the three of us for the match review live, where we'll be discussing all the ups and downs from the game itself. So did you get that, Alex? 4 o'clock? Yeah.
Sorry, I was getting the reaction video and the stream mixed up. That was why I was asking. I wasn't sure if it was going to be your video at 4, but it's
no,
yeah,
my bad. I'll only do a reaction if I'm at the game. It's pointless doing
that makes sense.
5-minute rant on a game and then going on back in, half an hour later. I'm not John Sinclair. I don't do 2 shows on the same thing, but hey ho.
At the same time.
That's right.
On the same day.
Sue says, great show, Danielle, Alex, and Paul. Omar says, great show. Take care, everyone. Get well soon, says Andrew. Cheers, buddy. Right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you at noon tomorrow, where the battle will begin, and hopefully 4 Premier League wins on the bounce. But until then, guys, have a great night. Take care.